guys, and welcome to today's video. Merry Christmas to all of you, and I hope you had a really good and wonderful Christmas. I really don't know when this year flown by, so we are in the end of the year and we are making our analyze for 2018, what was good, what was bad, what was new, exciting. So this is the topic of this video. It is the best in beauty for 2018. I know that this video will be a long one, and I don't know if I will split it into parts. I will see this when I will edit, if I have too long of the video, because I don't really like to post long videos. So in case that this will be too long, maybe I will split it into parts. But without any other further ado, for face primers I have the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer for pore minimizing. This was my favorite pore minimizing primer. It's almost gone. This was the travel size and was really filling my pores, because I have problem with the large pores on this area. I could say I have more of a scars from the acne, because I had acne in my teenage years. So this was one of my favorite discovery. I think I bought this in 2017 or so. And in the end of 2018, I discovered this primer from Benefit. Is the Porefessional Pearl Primer. And this is even better for minimizing the pores. You cannot tell on my hand, but it's really good. And it's not that silicone type of a consistency like the Smashbox one, but I really enjoy this. I have also in travel size, because I have too many primers that I want to finish. I don't want to keep primers longer than 1 year. I don't know if it's specified here how much you can use it. So this is 24 months after opening, but I don't find here. Yeah, so for me, I think what is coming in direct contact with my skin, it doesn't have to be older than 1 year. I think this is the maximum that I can use. So for this reason, I always try to use up what I have currently in my rotation, and I bought the travel size. And of course, the biggest discovery of this year is the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer. This is the hydrating primer. This was really helping with controlling the oil on my T-zone, on my forehead, nose area, chin, and so on. This is something that I got in one of my beauty boxes, and I also have a review. I will link it down below on the description box. But yeah, basically this primer was helping in controlling my oil in the T-zone. I'm also wearing today under my foundation. Basically, I'm wearing most of the products that I'm speaking today on my face. It seems to me really natural to wear my favorite products when I'm speaking about favorites. So I'm wearing today this primer under my foundation. For the lid, I'm loving the Milani eyeshadow primer. It is prolonging the life of the eyeshadow, and not only this, but I have a really oily lids, and if I don't use a eyeshadow primer, I think I have maybe less than 1 hour staying power on my eyeshadow. So basically I need an eyeshadow primer, and this is really good. It's good, and it's drugstore. I think it's under $10. Urban Decay primer potion. This is also good. So yeah, maybe I should also include this in the favorites. Foundation, or I can say foundations, because I have more favorites. The biggest discovery of the year, I can say, it is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I have it in the shade 030 Beige. This is a shade darker than my normal shade, but when I was buying this, it was not available, my shade. So anyway, I was a bit tan on that period. It was in the beginning of September, I think. So I could get away with this shade. Today I apply on my face and I notice a difference between my neck and my face. I don't know if you can tell, but anyway, what I want to say about this foundation is that I don't have anything in my foundation drawer that it's able to act like this one. Basically, it blends with your skin or doesn't look cakey. So after you apply it, you have the most natural and skin-like finish. It's liquidy. One thing I don't like, I'm not so fan of the dropper. You see, so it's this consistency. It's quite liquid. But yeah, I think it's one of the best foundation I ever tried, and I'm looking forward to buy my shade. I didn't really had time to browse in a drugstore recently, but as soon as I will have a time or I will catch some sales, I will definitely go one shade lighter for this foundation because I really enjoy it. My second favorite foundation of all times, I can say, is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. I have it in shade Y2235. It has natural finish. It really covers your skin. It has a medium coverage. It's buildable, and also the Catrice one is buildable. And I've gone through one jar. This is the second bottle that I have. I think I will never be without this foundation in my rotation. So yeah, I really enjoy this foundation. As a stick foundation, I need to mention the Bobbi Brown foundation, skin foundation stick in shade Cool Ivory 125. I think I've used up almost half of it. I was really using this foundation in the beginning of the year. I bought it I think in March, February, March, and I really use it towards September before I discovered the Catrice one. But I'm still using it and I really love the consistency and the how it acts. It really stays on the skin. Doesn't look cakey. It is a good foundation, but I love to use it with this Illuminating primer from Flormar. I think those two are doing a better match together. Somehow this primer, it helps this foundation to be more spreadable and to look more flawless when I use them together. So yeah, maybe I should give this primer also a mention, because I forgot to add it in my primers section. So yeah, those two I usually use in this combo, this foundation with this primer. Concealer, of course, together with the foundation I also purchased the Catrice liquid camouflage concealer. This is in my shade 0110. Yeah, the shade is here, but I know it also because I use it a lot. This is the kind of the foundation that is this is the kind of the concealer that is really hydrating, doesn't crease. Of course it's creasing if you don't set it, but it's lightweight, is what I need for my under eyes, because I have really dry under eye area, so I cannot go with concealer of type like Makeup Revolution, which are more heavy. So these I don't like so much. But this I really enjoy it, and as soon as I will finish it, I think I have gone through half of it. It stays on me all day, doesn't crease, and is really covering my dark circles. So for sure I will highly recommend this concealer. And of course a new discovery, it is from Wet n Wild, is their concealer corrector. It's more peachy comparing with the Catrice. So this one from here is the Wet n Wild. It is good. It's not as good as the Catrice one, but it can be mentioned also as a good concealer. I really like this Pro Sculpting palette from Makeup Forever. You have here your concealer, contour, illuminator, and this is corrector, but you can also use it as a blush. I really love, I'm using mostly the concealer and the contour. They are really creamy, you can blend them easily with a beauty blender or with a brush. There is no problem. The only thing is that the concealer is a bit light for me. So usually if I'm at this, I need to put some other concealer on top of it, because otherwise it's a big difference between my rest of the face and the under eye area. But I really love this palette this year. I think I bought it in 2018 January sale from Sephora. It was like half price. Probably it's discontinued, I'm not sure, but it's a really good product, like almost everything that Makeup Forever does. Setting powder. My favorite setting powder of the year is the Cover FX Translucent Light. First of all, I love that it's coming with this protection that doesn't allow your powder to spill all over the place, so it's good for traveling. And also the quality of the powder is really good. It's not cakey, it's buildable. I really don't find anything bad against this setting powder. Also another discovery of this year is the Beige Hyaluronic Hydra-Powder. This I'm using mostly for setting the under eye area. It's really finely mild. It's more fine than the Cover FX one. It's similar with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD setting powder, but that one I already finished. Another discovery of the powder for this year is the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. When I first got this powder, I didn't like it so much, but with time it started to grow on me. One thing I don't like is that because I have the sample or the travel size, doesn't disperse so much quantity when you tap it. So you really need to press. I got mine with the Laura Mercier purchase on Cult Beauty, I think, and I really like it. I think it started to grow on me in the past couple of months, but I don't know if I like it in such an extent that I will go to buy the full version, and also for the Beige. But Cover FX, if I will finish this one, I will probably go to buy the full size version, if I will not find another favorite powder. Meanwhile, eyeshadow palettes. My most favorite eyeshadow palette of the year, it cannot be anything else than Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. This palette, I think I bought it maybe in the end of 2017 or beginning of 2018. I don't remember exactly, but look, you definitely know how the colors look like. But what I can say about it is that maybe the color scheme is not so unique. You can find those colors, there are a lot of dupes. I think also Wet n Wild has a dupe of it. But what I like about this is the quality of the shades. I haven't found any other eyeshadows that are so smooth, so buttery, so blendable, and they are so well working one with each other that it's almost amazing. Of course, I use it for today's look. What I mostly like, I love this Buon Fresco transition shade. This is more cool, it's toward purple, and of course I love the burnt orange, which I used today on my crease. And today I used Buon Fresco on the half portion of the lid. Usually I'm putting this on the crease, but I wanted to have more warm crease for today's look, so I use this on the lid. I wanted to create another look that I'm usually doing with this palette. Also, what I like the Venetian red, is this shade. Maybe I should do a swatch. Yeah, this is a lousy swatch. And the Buon Fresco. Yeah, the best word to describe the Buon Fresco is it is a taupey shade. Really, really good for those of you who has a cool skin tone. It's really good for the crease, because usually most of the transition shades are warm tone. So this is the perfect cool tone that I could find for the cooler transition tones. So I really enjoy this. Also, I love the Vermeer, which is the lightest shimmery shade. It is this one. I use it today on my inner corner. And of course Tempera I'm using to set my eye primer. And also this more orangey terracotta shade. This is the Real Girl. Okay, so the best palette of 2018 for me, it is the Modern Renaissance. I also loved and I used mostly in the first half of 2018 the Too Faced Sweet Peach eyeshadow palette. This is one of the most versatile palettes I could ever found. I really love all the shades. I love that it has olivey tone, it has peach, you have your matte, your more neutral, you have a dark purple shade, so it's really good for any kind of look you want to create with it. Also, I loved the Kat Von D Shade and Lights eyeshadow palette. This is a matte shade formula, and I really love this palette. I was also traveling with this on my spring vacation, so I use it also for contouring. I use this shade for contour and this shade for a blush. I really recommend this. I think you still can find it, it's not discontinued. Really good palette from Kat Von D. One of my favorite eyeshadow palette is the Urban Decay Born to Run. I have also a review of this, so I will not go very deep on this right now, but I think this is a really good and versatile palette, comparable with the Too Faced Peach Sweet palette. So yeah, this is one of my favorite palettes. And from drugstore, it's a eyeshadow palette that I discovered also in the end of 2018. It's called Magnify Spice Edition from Rimmel London. I heard this is a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked Heat. I also have a tutorial with this palette, however it's still not up on my channel. It will come maybe in the first part of January 2019, but I really love all the shades of this palette. They are really good, they are blendable, they are true to the color. I cannot say anything bad about this. So highly recommend, and it's really cheap. I think it's under $10. I bought mine on sales. I don't have so many drugstore eyeshadow palettes, but this for sure is my favorite. Okay, so for eyeshadow palettes I think it's more than fair.